Hello, and welcome to this first lecture of the new section on introducing successful new products in this course in building excellence in product management. I am Arun Singhal, your management coach and mentor with 40 years of experience in people development. So in this section, what we're going to do is to give you an in-depth understanding of how can you introduce successfully new products to help you build excellence in product management. As I was mentioning earlier, introducing successful new product is a challenging job because new products by their own definition have lots of variables and prone to not be successful. So we will talk about a process in this whole section of how could you improve the new product success rate from 2% to whatever you can get as close as to 50, 60, 70%. This process that I'm going to talk to you about in this section is based on our learnings from Johnson & Johnson, where I used to handle the new product development for Asia Pacific from operations team. So what do we do in this lecture? So in this lecture, we will take a overall view of the new product development process that can make the new product introduction a lot more successful than an average rate of 2%. Right? Ready for that? Right. So how do you think you should develop new products? How would you go about developing new product? You get an idea and you start developing the product right away? That's what most of the people do, right? Okay, so let me share with you this process that I was talking to you about that we Johnson & Johnson researched and made available to all its people for new product development. And the process that I'm showing you on the screen here has a potential to be successful as close to 50 to 70%, right? Versus a 2% average successful rate. Why is that most of the new products introduced are successful, only 2 out of 100 are successful? It's primarily because there are so many variables. And if you look at the number of variables, there are 8 or 9 variables that you need to set right, and you need to set right simultaneously. And that's a challenging role. So how do you do that? So since you can't set all the variables right the first time, what you do is a step-by-step process of learning about each variable at a point of time, succeeding and moving forward quickly. So the process starts with generating an idea, business idea generation and selection. So if you want to look at new products, you need to look at some ideas that have more potential to be successful than a lot of other ideas. And what that process is, we will talk about in the subsequent lecture. Once you get an idea that has potentially more capability to be successful, you need to understand the consumer and understand the consumer preferences, because there are 2 ways to develop new products and the strategies to introduce it successfully. One is to use it entirely your own judgment, and you would be lucky, and luck is only about 2% success rate in terms of introducing those and making sure that you become successful. Other option, of course, is to research, understand the consumer preferences and design your product, the concept, the strategies around those preferences so that you are aligned to customer requirements, preferences requirements, and then you become a lot more successful. So that is what the UNA study is all about. The third thing is, once you have a UNA study, you will understand a few needs of the customer. And then what you need to develop is some ideas, turn that ideas into what is called concepts or positionings. And develop those concepts and test them. The testing is a critical part. Whether the customers like it, and should you take it forward, or should you junk those and work on something else. So that's a third stage. Then only once you have a winning concept, then only you go about developing the product actually. You develop the prototype of a product, and again you test it. You test the product and see whether that prototype delivers what you promised in the concept and consumers like it and they're willing to buy it and maybe recommend also. So that's the fourth stage of product development or new product development. Once you have the concept and the product tested and ready from a consumer perspective, then you need to start getting into what is called strategy formulation. And here, since it's not a new business but a new product, you would look at how do you go about formulating the marketing strategy, the 6 questions that we talked about. And then you need to model it by experimenting with some of those variables and seeing what model works well for you in terms of a profitable sales growth. And once you have a model that turns profitable sales growth in terms of the 6 strategies, the concept, the product, you start planning the business to scale it up. So that's the whole new product development process. And in this, what we're doing is we are going step by step, making sure that we are eliminating those options that are not successful, improving our probability of success, and step by step moving forward to a successful new product. Right? Makes sense? We will look at each of these steps as we go forward. So what do we do in the next module? Having understood the overall process of how can we develop a new product successfully, we will look at how can we generate good ideas that inherently have more potential to be successful, and select a couple of those or one of those to take it forward in the next module. So thank you so much for watching the first lecture of introducing successful new product, of building excellence in product management. I hope you are beginning to like this module. You have liked the first lecture and you're learning something new. I look forward to seeing you again in the next lecture.